So this is going to be entitled What to Do to the Modern Defense. The modern defense is very similar to the Pirates, except that what happens is that there's a delay of the development of the black f6 knight. And as a result, that fianchettoed bishop is staring at your d4 pawn. So if you intend to move d4, which has usually happened, you better be prepared to protect it, especially since there's going to be a pin on your f3 knight. What you'd like to do, if possible, is to get in e6, which is fairly difficult to do against the modern defense. Now, in some variations, the bishop gets traded off, and then it becomes more implausible. You can create weaknesses on e6, and you're going to see that come into play in this game. And then ultimately, of course, you're going to try to castle log and sack mate. So that is basically the process by which we approach. I'm going to start the engine. This is played against a 2199. It was played in March of 2017. This is the modern defense. First, we're going to see the Austrian type formation. Notice the move order from black delays the development of the king's knight and attacks the d4 pawn. So now when we defend the d4 pawn, this is, it would be a little better in case, for black to have moved a c pawn first. But this is kind of an interesting formation. In some regards, I forget what this is called, some sort of Averback, King's Indian, or Pierce type formation. So everything gets renamed every so often, so many years. But as you see, basically he's trying to goad me into pushing the d pawn and just abandoning protection of it, and I don't do that. So I allow the doubling of the king's pawn. And of course, if he defends correctly, he's going to be okay on the king's side. But although this is a strong player with a high blitz rating, and the computer's already suggesting he move e6, and so, because f5 is going to be the real threat. f5 opening up the g file like a can of worms. So we're doing all the necessary things. He's made a move here that I disagree with, moving d5 in this particular situation. Makes no sense to me. So now it's recommending f5 as a response, which I don't do. It says he can simply respond with knight f6 here and move his knight over to h5 probably, which probably would be some sort of natural defense. So, and I'm building up for f5, and I'm bound and determined to play f5. He castles. Now I've sacked the pawn, and it says already that it's an even game. So he takes. Now the computer's recommending that I attack that knight, which I don't do. I just simply try to undermine it. So it is kind of play out here kind of interestingly. I see somebody started a mower outside my window. I hope we can hear this fully. So it says I'm supposed to take the g pawn, but I take the e pawn back. I'm maintaining a slight advantage. And now, of course, he's too slow. He had to do something about those kingside pawns. And there's no way to take that back without just getting checked and hammered. And this is a blunder, moving his queen to d6. You have to wonder why he did that. So now he moves back. Check. This game's over. And notice the computer says I should take the bishop check. I take the knight. Same result. My opponent had the good sense to resign at this point. He can play queen d7, then he gets knight to d5. So that's a perfect example of the sack mate part of the trilogy that I referred to. Hope this helped.